Thank you all for having me. I am here on behalf of the Alleghany County School Board that is currently meeting down in Lemoore. I'm glad to be down here with you all instead. So this is a letter that we wrote that we wanted to send to you all just to start a conversation. Dear members of the Covington City School Board, Covington City Council, and Alleghany County Board of Supervisors. Greetings from the Alleghany County School Board. As members of the Alleghany County School Board, we are not only committed to the students of today, but also to the future of our education system in the Alleghany Highlands as a whole. The Alleghany County and Covington school systems have seen a significant decline in enrollment over the past several decades due to jobs moving overseas, a changing world economy, in some cases just downright bad luck. As you will remember, several years ago, the County School Board closed Boiling Spring and Falling Spring elementary schools. It was a tough time for our community and for our board. In the 2 years following the closure of two of our elementary schools, two of our board members, Randy Tucker and Jacob Wright, were appointed and soon after were involved in talks with Covington regarding a joint school system. It was probably too soon after the schools were closed. There were too many wheels in motion, too much emotion. Talks were called off and each system chose to work on progressing their own separate programs. Since that point, our two school boards have done a great job making sure every public school in the Alleghany Highlands is accredited. Since the last meeting to discuss a joint school system between the two boards, 9 of the combined 12 members are new. Over the past several years, our systems have made great strides in working together, and it seems we're always finding new ways to use our allegiance for the betterment of the youth in the Alleghany Highlands. We are very excited that it appears over the past month we have worked out a joint calendar to begin the 2019 school year with both systems on the same page. The youth are our future, and whether they go to your schools or our schools, they are part of this community. We are all on the same team. We work together, we pray together, and we play together. Our successes are your successes, and your successes are our successes. We are very lucky to have a supportive City Council and Board of Supervisors that funds us at a higher percentage above the state requirements than almost every other community in the Commonwealth. The combining of our school systems would not be a huge savings to taxpayers from the onset, but rather a more efficient use of their money. We feel that we could combine our resources and offer more opportunities, a better use of taxpayer money, and solidify the educational future for our next generation. The plan for a merged system must be diplomatic, well thought out, and be centered around what is best for the future of our community, the students. A unified Alleghany Highlands will solidify our future, increase the quality of life, and most importantly, offer the future generations the best opportunities as they pursue additional educational opportunities or choose to enter the workforce with skills they have gained through our programs. We look forward to continuing our current allegiance and working towards unifying our wonderful community. We are asking that the two school boards, City Council, and the Board of Supervisors each appoint 2 members to be a part of a group that will discuss a plan that would be both diplomatic and beneficial to the future generations of the Alleghany Highlands. We thank you for your time and dedication to our community and hope to hear from you soon. Sincerely, the Alleghany County School Board, and it is signed by all of our board members. I just want to give you all a little update on what's been happening in the past week or two, if that's all right. Is that okay with you? So last week I went down to Richmond and met with Terry Austin, and I always forget this title. He put me in touch with the Susan Hogue, who's the legislative fiscal analyst for the state. And I was telling her a little bit about our system, your system. Of course, she knew a lot about it. And one of the things is we have in 2004, when Clifton Forge reverted to a town, we got to use their local composite index number for 15 years for our school system. That local composite index is 0.2423. And for those who don't know, that's kind of what the state bases our funding on. And Clifton Forge at that time was at a lower level, and so they let us, as the county, get the same funding Clifton Forge would have gotten. Covington is higher than Alleghany, and next year Allegany's will go up significantly because it'll be the end of the 15 years for the reversion money. I asked her if the state ever extends those 15-year periods, and she said that she believed if we could show that we were working together or talking about working together, that they would extend, that Terry Austin could file a budget amendment and get them to extend that money, which would be about $700,000 difference for our school system next year. And they would put that money in an account that we could use for things regarding a joint school system, any kind of legal fees we would have, anything like that. And then the balance could be used to equalizing salaries. And she felt like there was a really good opportunity right now because the state is looking into this, into trying to come up with incentive plans to get school systems to come together and merge together. So one of the things is that 0.2423 local composite index, if it was at all possible for us to come up with a plan, we might even be able to continue with that as our local composite index, which would be a huge amount of money, which would definitely cover any differences we have in salary scale, and we could put everybody on the same board. Another thing that I asked was, because we don't want to combine school systems and anybody to lose a job. So because we're going to be somewhat inefficient for a few years, if we did come to an agreement, the standards of quality and all the raises and stuff that the governor gives and the legislature gives is based on the standard of quality numbers. We're going to have way above the standard of quality numbers for all of those different positions. So one of the things she said that I could include was that when the state offers raises, that we would make it for all positions. And so it wouldn't just be for the standards of quality positions. And that way the Covington's teachers that are at the top, they're not going to be held down, and everybody's going to have the same opportunity to get raises, based on the state's funding. And we won't say, well, we have 15 custodians and we're only going to get SOQ funding for 12. We would get the SOQ raises for everybody.
That's something that we would request and they may allow, is that what you're saying?
Yes, so the January 8th is when all budget amendments are due. And she said that with this letter, that she thought if everybody showed that they were willing to look into it, that she thinks that they would really strongly look at that in the new session starting in January. But she was very positive about it, and I'll tell you, when we as school boards think about Richmond and funding, we always think that there's some scary person down there that doesn't want to give any of their money away. But she was very understanding, and it gave me a really great feeling leaving there, because I felt like we really had somebody that was wanting to see us succeed and knows that we have a tough time, And I told her about some of our bus rides for some of our county kids and stuff, and she wouldn't want to be on a bus ride like that, and so she was willing to help, and that was just a really positive thing for me to see somebody with a heart in Richmond.
So communication with her has to be before January 8th or something, is that what you're saying, or sometime soon thereafter?
On this budget amendment thing. She acted like that, the time was of the essence on that. She talked about, if we could come up with a plan. The state is looking at doing these different things. She is actually on a subcommittee, and the state wants to create more of these things. And she said that if we were interested in doing it, she thought maybe they would use us as an example, and they would do everything they could to make ours go smoothly, So other people would want to join in and say, hey, look what it did for Covington, Alleghany. So
What does she need? Just a letter that say that we are meeting and planning on doing this? I mean, is that?
right, she basically said if she thought if all of the the school board, the two school boards each put two people on, and the board of supervisors each agreed to put these people on, we all talked about working together. And we're not saying we have to consolidate schools tomorrow or anything, but she said that, and it was it got me excited because it's real money, and it's a really something to look into, and it's a source of money that, when we met a few years ago, it was like, where is this $2 million going to come from to equal? I mean, so everybody just automatically thinks Alleghany Foundation, and this was like the state. I mean, if we could get something great from the state, we'll ask the Alleghany Foundation for some help too.
But they're looking, but there's always going to be a startup cost from them. The state, you're looking at the potential of a 5-year, 10-year, 15-year something composite index freeze, if you will. And that's down a couple of points from where we are at this point, and it is even for y'all if we go back to the existing what you're all on, right?
Right.
That's what,
it would be a difference for us next year of about $700,000 if we kept the same number of students, and that's just on the SOQs.
but that's going to, I mean, that's because yours are going to increase. It's not that you would save it over this year. It's just your money is going to reduce by $700,000 next year if you don't keep it down.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And so it's not extra money, it's just money that you're not going to lose next year.
Yeah, it's just the difference of
Right.
funding.
It's
that
going
we
to cost you the
get.
money because your composite index, and ours just went up
Right.
too.
And I think yours is .2981, and ours is .2899. And the Clifton Forge is .2423. And Kevin Rice in our finance office told me that next year would be about $700,000 for us at that .2899. And I mean, obviously it's going to be, yours is another 100th of a point up, so it's going to be, I mean, you all don't have as many students, so it wouldn't be quite as dramatic, but it'd be a lot of money.
Covington's price? I'm sorry.
Covington's is .2981, and this is the first year for that, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. So Allegany's, I don't know what Allegany's was when the Clifton Forge reversion happened, but obviously it was a little higher than the Clifton Forge. But we've had that, and so what we did with that money is we put it into capital improvements because we knew we would eventually be losing it out of our budget. And so it's every year it's been in there to draw from.
Do you have anything else?
No, sir.
Okay.